Hi YouTube, is Yashi today with crypto news, a series that I'm trying to do as much as possible. I should do it on a daily basis, but it's very hard to do. Where I'm basically going through the main crypto newspapers and information points on the internet and go through the main information that I find on a daily basis and report it here in a 10-minute format. I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. For now, it's 10 minutes. So let's get started here. Let me hit record and let's start with CoinDesk, specifically policy. Biden's executive order, and we're gonna start on this side here. Biden issues long-awaited US executive order on crypto, which seemed to be very neutral. It's mostly about researching crypto, researching central bank digital currencies, and finding ways to protect the consumer, protect the US from money laundering and illegal activities. That is the main focus, but he didn't actually give out a real law, which on one side helped it to be bipartisan, as this article says. Executive order on crypto received bipartisan praise, both from Republicans and from Democrats. But on the other, it gave also mixed reactions to crypto people all around the world, because it didn't give some definitive guidelines on what the US will do with cryptocurrencies. Last but not least, Justice Department will prosecute banks, crypto exchanges that help Russians hide assets. Report. A new task force have been created to freeze or take the assets of Russians that have been sanctioned following the invasion of Ukraine. So again, the government trying to create a task force to control the sanctions and the people who are involved in the sanctions down in Russia because of the war. On to the next one, Cointelegraph. This is a little bit about control by different governments. We're gonna start with the FCA that issues termination order for Bitcoin ATMs in the UK. The UK has more than 80 Bitcoin ATMs controlled by, in this case it says 33 companies, but here mentions 22. Fact is, less than 100 companies. And it basically ordered them to stop the activity of those Bitcoin ATMs for now, as these companies need to be registered according to certain guidelines, which again is a little bit of control coming from the government side, trying to figure out what to do. On to the next one. This is more on the US side. The SEC rejects spot Bitcoin ETF applications from the NYDIG and Global X. We used to see a couple of ETFs coming in the past. Now we're starting to see ETFs being rejected by the SEC, who's finally starting to understand a little bit about crypto and is starting to become more stringent on the guidelines to get listed on the stock market exchange as an ETF in the crypto environment. Is the Ukraine war intensifying regulatory pressure on crypto firms? This is, let's say, an opinion news focused on the war in Russia, which also goes together with an other article you will see later, talking about information, fake news, sanctions and everything, where people are in a mixed situation. On one side, you have people saying we should close people, we should ban them from using stuff, especially if they're sanctioned and stuff. On the other, you have the decentralized maniacs who say, no, this should be decentralized, this should be not touched because we want to give the same possibilities to everyone. This is pretty much what this article is about. Bitfinex refuses to freeze crypto belonging to non-sanctioned Russians. This is another situation that is also very tricky. They have been ordered to freeze as many accounts as possible. Of course, they want to only freeze the accounts of people who have been sanctioned, which requires a lot of analysis, would slow down everything. And again, this is one of those, let's say, controversial situations where crypto companies find themselves in. Kind of like what happened a few weeks ago with the Canadian truckers receiving money through cryptocurrencies to fund their, let's say, protests and everything. And the Canadian government trying to stop these transactions, but not being able to do so because it's fully decentralized, and the companies, especially wallet companies, that do not actually have the data of the wallet owners. Unless they're KYC'd, probably, but that's another story. Last but not least, cryptonews.com. eBay to launch digital wallet, teases fractionalization And there are also some hints that the digital wallet will include NFT exchange, which has already been happening in the past through eBay. Very interesting. This is another company joining the crypto and NFT world more and more than it did before. Here is a general, let's say, here we have multiple news. There's a big short against Tether by Third Tree Capital, a big, $4 billion hedge fund. They shorted Tether with a special kind of investment through an asymmetric trade, meaning the downside risk is small and potential to make money is great, Bloomberg reported. Nothing too in detail here. Regulation news. We have, of course, the US giving out the guidelines, the UK Financial Conduct Authority warning about crypto ATMs, which we already saw on other news outlets. The Bank of Israel published a draft circle dealing with managing anti-money laundering and combating the financial terrorism risk in the crypto asset payment world. CBDC news, central bank digital currency news. We have Jamaica planning to give 2,500 of JMD, which is basically $16 if exchange, to the first 100,000 citizens who use it, soon to be launched JAMDEX central bank digital currency, which is basically the central bank digital currency released by the Jamaican government. Really cool. We have another state joining the crypto world. Open-minded, really cool. I'm very interested to see what's happening here. NFT news. Again, companies joining NFTs. Fashion diesel brand Diesel announced to launch a so-called D-Verse, a new NFT collection that includes unique NFT editions of runaway showpieces and much more. Playing cards manufacturer Cartmundi Group and entertainment giant Warner Bros. On behalf of DC are launching DC Hybrid Trading Cards by Hero, which will enable fans to unlock DC Multiverse and collect, trade, and buy the first ever DC-based hybrid NFT trading cards featuring DC superheroes and villains. Really cool, especially for the fan base. DeFi, Symbiosis Finance backed by blockchain.com, Binance Lens and Amber Group, and more announced it is ready for a beta mainnet launch. This is another DeFi project coming out, really, really big, especially if you look at who is backing it. And this is pretty much it here. Last but not least, check these NFT projects made by Ukraine against the Russian invasion. It's called Vandals for Ukraine. I will leave a link in the YouTube description. Last but not least, we gotta always talk about this because why not? Let's start with cryptocurrency Reddit. The fact that Cardano was in third place without smart contracts proves how much this whole market is driven by hype. He has a point. I mean, why not? Will people consider to predict a bull market during the entire bear market? It's funny, yes, I get it. Most DAO are neither decentralized nor autonomous. Most are just unregulated and less efficient corporations. I won't go into detail this, but something you could watch. I will link these 3 links on my description. Polygon network has been down for a little because of an update, and only fans donate 500 Ethereum, so the current price over $1.5 million to Ukraine to help them survive and fight the invasion. Last but not least, very quick, you know I talk a lot about SafeMoon. I'm going on a SafeMoon because yes, why not? Very nice here, and this is actually for any crypto projects that you're invested in, you believe in, and you're a little bit in denial right now because of the whole situation is going through. Not financial advice, but he has a point. They've only had 2 announcements a year. Imagine if SafeMoon only had 2 more announcements a year, didn't tweet, didn't do AMAs, new product would often be simple refreshes of the current products. Imagine the foot. In reality, I'm describing Apple, the most valuable company in the world and gold standard for tech. He actually has a point. This is the CEO, actually no, SafeMoon Jonas. This is not John Caroni, or maybe it is John Caroni. I have no clue. Anyway, he has a point. The issue with being a blockchain tech company is that investors in crypto world are impatient and forget it takes time to do things right. We go 2 days without an update and people say it's quiet. You know what else is quiet? Tesla taking 18 years to be profitable. He also has a point. Again, you gotta be patient when you're risking your money. I hope it's money that you can afford to lose, and I hope you did your research. And again, this is not financial advice. But patience is always key. You know what was loud? Amazon stock losing 90% of its value 20 years ago. Love or hate them, I've just named 3 of the most innovative and successful companies in the world. SafeMoon will change the world, but we won't get that. This is, again, marketing from his side. Anyway, those 3 points actually have a good point. If you are in the crypto world and you did your research and everything, a good mentality that at least I have, but everybody has their own, not financial advice, is to be patient if you are really loving the project and understand that you could lose all the money. That's it for now, guys. I hope this gave you a good insight of what happened today. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or think I should focus on other news outlets, please leave a comment and I will look into it and might add it onto this update. Thank you for watching, guys. Ciao.